Mill Valley Film Festival.
Thank you so much. I'm beyond thrilled to be here today.
Now, tell us about your film and your process of directing.
Sure. Well, the film is a mother-daughter story, and at its heart, it really is a love story, and it's a troubled love story. The mother is played by Taryn Manning, who suffers from bipolar disorder, and her daughter, who's played by Madison Davenport, is really her caretaker, and she's about to go off to college, and she wants to go further away than her mother even realizes. And this creates a real strain on the relationship that is the catalyst for everything that ends up happening in the film. And so it's really a tough situation for both of them. And my process of directing, I'm an actor's director. I love my actors, I love characters. And I was drawn to this film because I really identified both with the mother and daughter, being a mother, being a daughter. And I wanted to create a film where you empathized with both. And you didn't necessarily side with one or the other, but you could bring a new understanding to these kinds of relationships. And so that was my goal, and from what I hear, I believe people are responding to that about it.
Yeah, we were talking to some of the cast earlier, and I asked them, what do you hope your performance, people, us viewing it, take away from the film? Because bipolarism, being bipolar, it hasn't got quite like your disorder, hasn't got like a big, splashy, advertisement for it.
It doesn't, or it does?
It does not.
What do I hope they take away from it?
Yes.
I hope they take away what I was talking about in terms of an understanding of the other, both the person who's suffering, but the person who's caring. It's not something anyone's choosing. It's a biological situation. Nobody's choosing to be in this situation, and there's no easy answer. The answer isn't just, hey, it's not my problem, I have to live my life, and it's not simple. And unfortunately, our society hasn't really helped provide enough answers, and we have a lot of troubles right now, especially in this country, with people who are troubled and are going to desperate ends with their troubles. And it seems to me like there's a disconnect between observing the trouble but knowing how to be there for someone and protect yourself and provide the resources so that that trouble doesn't lead to a horrific outcome. And so I think with the bigger picture of what I'd like, on the smaller scale, I'd like there be more understanding within relationships, but on the bigger scale, I'd like people to understand this is a real problem that affects a lot of people. Within a given year, 1 in 4 people in our society suffer from mental illness. That's a really high statistic. And for us to not acknowledge it and have a stigma about it and not really provide effective resources is going to become a bigger and bigger problem for our country and for the world.
We're hearing that Tara Manning did a brilliant performance in this film. What did you do specifically to bring that out of her? Because a lot of people can, quote, act crazy, they pretend to, but they say she was seriously, you would think, oh my goodness, she's living this. What did you do as a director?
Well, Taryn's a tremendous actress. That's why I cast her. I've been a fan of hers since Hustle and Flow and 8 Mile, and
she was the girl with Terrace House selling the...
yes, she's tremendous, right?
Yeah,
and she's, even in that movie, so understated, but so effective. So Taryn obviously brings so much talent to the role on her own. In terms of our interaction, we met a lot. We talked a lot. We met over Skype when she was working, and when she was in town, we'd have tea, and we'd talk about our own moms, and we'd talk about our lives. She met my children. She came over for dinner, and we really bonded as a director and actress, and had a very strong girl bond. And really, we had a very strong girl bond. And in terms of working together, it really was, we did a lot of research together. I asked her to read some memoirs. I asked her to talk to some authors of memoirs about bipolar disorder. But at the end, sorry, we're doing an interview.
Photobombing again, ma'am. Continue.
Anyone else? Okay. But in the end, it was really, by the time, we prepped so much that by the time we got on set, we allowed ourselves an opportunity to play and find this character. And there's a lot of humor in this movie. And Karen was so open to that and so open to trying different things. She was really a godsend to work with.
That was my next question. Being this is such a serious and heavy subject, how did you bring the laity, the lightness into the film?
Well, a lot of it was inherent in the script, which is what attracted me to it. Moira McMahon-Leeper's writing is funny at the same time that it has a lot of heart, and that's really what I aim to do as a director, is to connect on an emotional level with my audience, but also entertain them, because the most tragic things in life often are very, very funny. And so it was written that way, but that's what I liked about Taryn's performance. Even as Pennsatucky in Orange is the New Black, she's funny. She's really funny, and it's not overstated, and she never hits the comedy hard. It comes from a real place. And so that's really how we approached the comedy in the film.